Hello and welcome. My name is Merely Adequate, and you're here for 5 simple redstone doors. This will be a little bit longer than some of my other tutorials, so I'm going to show you how all 5 of them work in the beginning, and then you can skip ahead using the chapter markers below to the one that you're actually interested in. Alright, let's get going. Although technically this is a redstone door, this is not the reason I included this first. I have a T flip-flop here that can turn your door to be working on 2 different sides, here and then close on the opposite side. This mechanism can be added to all the other doors, and so I wanted to give this one a show first, and I will show you how to build it so that you can add it to any of the doors that you wish. Next up, we have the 1x2 vertical door, just like that. 1x2. It's pretty nice and it works really smoothly. The third door is the 2x2 horizontal. Very simple, in and out. You can use this just about anywhere. It's super compact and it works great. The fourth door is a 1x2 hidden door. So it pulls back and away. And it can be a 2x2, but all you have to do is just duplicate everything on one side and mirror it on the other. So there is the 1x2 or the 2x2 hidden door. Lastly, we have the 3x3 door. You'll notice there is a gap in the middle because that gap in the middle is what changes this from being easy redstone doors into difficult redstone doors. So we're sticking with easy redstone doors today. As you see, it opens up instantly and closes instantly and is a beautiful thing. As I said, this first door, although technically pushing a button is redstone for a door, that is not what we are here for. We are looking to make this T flip-flop, which allows you to open it on one side and either with a button or with a pressure plate, close it on the opposite side. And then you can obviously go the other direction and close it from the other side. You can add this to all the other doors. So let's show you how it's made and we'll build it together. The T flip-flop is made differently on Bedrock than it is for Java. So if you're trying to build this on Java, you'll want to make sure and go check out a different video to show you how to build it on Java. Okay, the source of the T flip-flop is all about this one dropper there that is facing up. At that, we are going to want to have a signal from both sides of the doors going into this one dropper here. So this is one side of the door, that's the other side of the door. However you wish to run this line is up to you, but they need to end up coming into this dropper. One could come in from this side if you choose to, but left and right I find is always the best choice for me. And then we want another dropper facing this direction because an item is going to get pushed up into this dropper, and then it's going to get pushed over, and then it's going to come back, or actually it's going to sit for a while in this dropper that's pointing back towards the original. And obviously we're going to put a hopper right there in order for everything to flow. So like I said, an item will be in here. When it gets triggered, it pushes up, over and down and sits right there, and this comparator will read that signal coming out of it. And you can put a repeater and then have the dust go over wherever you want to, wherever your door is actually going to be. So this is one trigger, this is the other trigger, and this is your door's signal. Okay? And then when you put an item, let's just grab anything I got some, I don't know, let's put some sand in here. And that bottom one, I think I had a pressure plate, I believe. Yes. Oopsie. There, I do that. Okay? And then when we put a signal there, the item goes up and over and is sitting right there, thus powering the door. And then either this side or the other side, when we send signal again, it sucks the item out of there, back into the original dropper, and that is it. That's the T flip-flop, and you can use that on a standard door like this or any of the other doors. Next up is the 1x2 vertical door. You can see it in action here. Open and close. It snaps really quickly. Let me remove the semi-decorative border around it, and you can see the actual mechanism at work. Okay, that's it. It's really just a redstone like little elevator, powering both that and that at the same time, instantly. We have to do a couple things to make sure that they are in sync, but other than that, it's a super simple build. Let's go ahead and do it together. Okay, let's start with a solid block, and then we're going to want a redstone torch on the back side of that. Coming directly to the side of it, we're going to want a repeater, and we're going to want to put it on 1 extra tick, so that's 2 delay. And then that's where we'll put the first half of our door, right there. Okay? And now moving up for the second one, we want a block to be on top of that redstone torch there. We want a redstone torch on top of that. Another solid block, another redstone torch, and another solid block. Then we're going to want to put a solid block coming out there to the side like that. See? Then we're going to need, let's see, I got to grab some dust. Then we're going to need a little bit of dust right there. And that's where we're going to put our piston. Like that. And that. And that's it. That's the whole door. Super, super simple. Let's pull out some signal power. Let's grab a switch. And there we go. Open, close, instantly. Super, super simple. Obviously, if you wanted this to be a 2x2 vertical door, you could repeat the exact same thing mirrored on the opposite side. Just make sure that your redstone signal is going equally to both sides, and you'll be very happy with this door. The third door is the 2x2 horizontal door. Demonstration, there it is. Simple, open, close, fast, synchronized. It works great. Let's get rid of the semi-decoration and I'll show you the mechanism underneath. All right, that is the bare bones mechanism of the door. Open and close. All right, you ready to build it together? Let's do it. Let's start by placing down a block and then one diagonally up above it. This block isn't necessary. I'm just using this as a step to get my redstone dust into the position that I need. So I would have my lever out here, and I'm really trying to get the redstone dust to that block there. You see here, this block is going to power this piston, and then we're going to continue the redstone dust up and over. Okay? So let's put a piston, a sticky piston, coming out the side of that, and we'll put one just above it, like that. And then above that, not right there, but there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great. And then the dust is going to go all the way over the top here. Okay? The next thing we need to do is put a temporary block here and here, and then put a temporary block there. That's 3 temporary blocks. We'll take out the first 2 and put a sticky piston facing in there, with another sticky piston facing in just below it like that. We'll get rid of this third temporary block and put in a block right there. And then we'll have the dust continue on over and down, powering that directly with the dust, and then powering the lower one by powering the solid block here. And that is it. Super simple. Oh, yes, obviously. I forgot the inner blocks. You can use any inner blocks, obviously you choose. There we go. Open and close. Beautiful, simple, easy to build. And you would obviously just put, like, you know, your floor in here. Oh, I can't do this correctly. Put a floor in here, any kind of decorations you want on the up and around, like that. And there you go. Your door. Super simple, done, easy. The fourth door is actually our most complicated because it requires the addition of this AB/BA switch down here below somewhere in the signal path before it gets to the door. But when it works correctly, it works like this. We can clearly, let's go ahead and change these blocks out temporarily. There you go. See, now it's a hidden door. And it opens and closes. Great. Okay, let me get rid of the decoration blocks and I'll show you the bare mechanism. All right, that's the bare bones. Throw the trigger, back and over and out. Perfect. All right, this is going to be a two-step process. We'll build first the AB/BA switch, and then we'll build the rest of the door. Okay, let's get going. Okay, just like before, we start with a solid block, and that is what our signal source will be going into, just like that. Coming out of this block, forward, we'll have a repeater and a solid block. Turning 90 from the original, we'll have a repeater and a solid block. Turn 90 to the left, a repeater all the way open, so all 4 ticks with a solid block. And then once again, 90 to the left, a repeater all the way on full, going into that solid block. And whenever this works, the AB/BA, it'll work first here, and then it'll be here, and then here. So we need to build our door with that in mind. The first part of the door will be these 4 pistons here that push the whole mechanism over to push out and be the concealing part of the door. So for this first part, what we're going to want to do is put a solid block right there above that repeater, like that. And then once again, over here diagonally above, like that. And then one back here, just like that. Okay? Then we're gonna need some redstone dust there, 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 and there. So now when this triggers, it'll provide power to this solid block, and the space up here where this dust is, and this dust, okay? So let's put in our pistons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The second part of the door is a little bit more complicated because we'll need to provide signal above for this piston and below for this piston simultaneously. Okay, so let's come back here to the door we're working on. We're going to put a solid block right here to the side, and then we're going to put one up there diagonally like that. Okay, we're going to use dust here, and we're going to use a repeater here. Great. And actually, I'm gonna back up one step, and let's go ahead and put this piston here and here, facing forward, and whatever block you choose to use for your doorway, there and there. Okay? Now we need to go up and over. And we're going to need some glass for that, but first, a solid block there. Then we're gonna go diagonally up and out, diagonally up and out, diagonally up and in, diagonally up and in. Then we're gonna go solid block, solid block, solid block. All right, let's run some dust here to here to here to here to here to here. Then we're gonna go repeater and dust here. And that's it. You've made your entire door. You ready to take a look at it? Over, out, back, and return. That's the entire door. And if you really want it to be a 4x4, you would just mirror this entire mechanism over on this side. And as long as your switch is hitting this block and its counterpart on the other side the same, then it'll work perfectly. There is a way to allow your power source here to hit both sides of a 2x2 door, but that steps outside the range of what I call a simple redstone door. I think just mirroring it on the opposite side would be the most simple way to build this as a 4x4 hidden door. Our last door, although maybe it looks more complicated, is really one of the simplest. The only thing you have to worry about is timing. So let's see how it works. Everything goes instantly out, instantly back like that. Let's remove the decoration and show you the bare bones. Okay, now that the decoration is removed, it looks a little bit funny, but what you have here is it opens. Now some of these blocks are just going to stay where they are. Their sole purpose is to make it so that you've got a nice ring when it's in the open position. And then some of them will move. There you go, creating closed. And all that's happening here in reality is we're providing signal and we are just running dust up, over, and around. That is it. It's quite simple. I had to play with a few things, the timing of different torches and the distances of the redstone to make sure that it all worked correctly without, one block coming in sooner or later than the other blocks. You ready to build this one? Let's do it. Let's actually start with the main door blocks and the pistons first on this time. We're going to want a gap of 2 below your door, and then your door will start there on the 3rd block. Okay? So we have 1, 2, and 3. Great. Temporary block, and go 1, 2, 3. Remove the temporary block. Temporary block. 1, 2, 3. Remove the temporary block. Temporary block. 1, 2, 3. Remove the temporary block. Great. Okay, now, temporary block there. We're going to want a piston going up into this center block there. Then we're going to put temporary block there and there so that we can have the pistons coming into these bottom 2 blocks there and there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Temporary, temporary, temporary. Oopsie. Get rid of that one so that the pistons can go there and there. Remove the temporaries. And then we're going to want pistons coming down on all 3 of these. So here's some temporary blocks. 1, 2, 3. And when you're done, it'll look like that without the redstone dust. Let's start with the redstone on the left and the bottom first. We're going to want to put a solid block directly underneath this piston with 2 below. So if you built it as I did, it'd be on the ground. Okay? Then we're going to have a redstone torch coming out of the inside with dust and a solid block. And that'll power that. Okay? Then we're going to want a redstone torch coming out the backside. Solid block on top. Solid block underneath that piston. With redstone dust there, powering that piston. Okay? Then we're going to need some glass blocks. It goes there. And there. With dust there, there, and we're going to put it there. Okay? That is the bottom and the left. Okay, now let's do the top and the right. We'll need some more glass because we're going to have the glass go there and there. Break out that middle one, okay? So dust can go here, 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 and here. There we go, powering the entire top. Then just like we did over there, we need glass there, so we can do dust there, 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 and there. And lastly, a solid block here with some dust on it, and that is it. That's the whole redstone door. It's a 3x3 door that is incredibly, incredibly simple. And you just need to make sure that your signal is running into this block here from wherever you choose to run your power from. And there we go. 3x3, simple, simple redstone door. I know there's some very fancy redstone doors out there, and they're amazing, and you should build them all. Build everything. Everything is so amazing. But most of the time in your world, what you're looking for is probably one of these 5 doors. They will get you through 75% of most of your builds, and they're small enough and simple enough to do the job. Okay? Well, I hope that you enjoyed these doors. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope that you found this video adequate.